We should probably. Who's breathing? Is that me or you? I think that's you.
I'm breathing, yeah.
Stop breathing.
Sorry.
We should probably turn the friends off.
Yeah, I might get distracted by friends.
Oh, especially Rachel's looking like that.
With her nips out.
Damn.
Do not put this on the podium.
Alright, it's off. No more nips.
No, we came for the nips.
Come for the nips? Literally.
Ah. Alright, cool. Cute. It's not 3 Lines TV anymore, is it? It's
What? No, with one line TV, the Premier League line.
We're done with that after the Senegal game.
Yeah,
Given up
no.
on,
Was that our... No, that wasn't our last ever episode, was it?
no. We'll come back to it when it's tournament time.
Yeah, we
but-
got Tuchel. We're gonna win. We're gonna win the damn thing.
Are we still calling it 3 Lines TV when we upload
Yeah,
things?
why not?
Might as well. We've
Oh.
already got one transsexual listener. We've got to do it for them.
Oh, you talking about your dad?
Oh, the transsexual viewer, yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Or is he non-binary? I don't know.
Wait, so we got your dad and we've got them transsexual.
Those are the two.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, England's fucking shit.
Anyway, right. Premier League. This is no 3 Lines TV podcast. What we're going to discuss? Our predictions?
Yeah, we'll go through our predictions for who we think's going to win the league, who will finish in the top 6, let's say, and who we think will get relegated.
Yeah.
Should we expand it to top 7 since I imagine? Oh no, we're not including the 5th person getting the 5th team getting the
Yeah, that's to be
Champions
decided.
League. All right, cool. Top 6.
Have you noted a table down, or are you going?
Pure. I'm gonna chat pure arse.
Off the cuff.
I mean, I didn't expect to be here. I was expecting to be where Lickle was sitting, but he decided.
We got to put the best looking 2 on there.
Damn, that's not what we've been doing. Come on, look at he's got the blue eyes, the white dragon, bro.
Hair's not been fixed today.
Great, he's
Haircut
self-conscious
for a
now.
while.
Great. Got a self-conscious Rickle.
Right, how do we want to announce who we think's going to win the league then? Should we do 3, 2, 1 and name the team we think?
Alright, yeah, let's do that. Alright, cool.
Alright, here we go. Right. 3, 2, 1.
Liverpool.
Oh.
But is that emotional?
Absolutely.
Is that no? But Will, you've got to do it based on what you actually think.
Listen, I'm going with City. You can't distinguish between emotions sometimes and what you truly feel.
No, you can.
And I feel like there's every chance City are going to win the league.
But as in, if you had to put your house on it, would you put City?
If I was putting my life on the line, I'd just go with the bookies' favourite because they know what they're talking about.
Lickle, can you get the bookies' favourite?
I know the bookies' favourite is
Liverpool.
So yours is Liverpool.
No, City.
No, but logically, it's Liverpool.
I'm putting my name on the line here in front of our listeners.
And what
City
reasons
will win the league.
then, if you were trying to pick reasons for City finishing above Liverpool this season, what's going to be different compared to last year? Obviously, Rodri being back, although he's
injured now.
Well,
A little De Bruyne injury.
he's going to be out for the first 2 games potentially of the league.
He's back after the first international break.
Yes, which is after 2 Premier League games.
Is it, bro? Why is that coming straight after 2 games?
I have to
So
watch England again.
anyway. So it's a few reasons. I first of all think you look at the competition. Liverpool aren't. I think they're being a bit overhyped. Liverpool are not the way they were playing in the Klopp era. They've got a lot of change at the back and at the and in the forward line as well. Big change in the squad. Slot is implementing his tactics now fully, and I think there's question marks over whether they will all fit seamlessly into that team.
Does it hinge though on if they get Isak? Like if they got that over the line, would you just think like, yeah, they're definitely going to win the league?
No, I wouldn't necessarily think that.
Oh,
We've got a special guest coming in as well.
Oh, thank you.
Special delivery of
Oh, good.
Thai chicken
Oh.
curry. Are we actually going to munch this on the...
Yeah, why not?
Just
When I'm not
totally-
speaking, I'll just eat
Wait,
it.
wasn't he munching a packet of crisps once and we could hear the...
This is better. This is
That's where
squelchy.
Adrian was not happy. Wait.
Yeah, he was like, why was he eating?
It's just
Oh, one listener.
unprofessional. So I just think there's I basically think that Liverpool, Arsenal and City will pretty much...
Put the mic to one side with your
I
squishing.
cannot give my
Sorry,
opinions with this.
continue well. You think Liverpool, Arsenal, and City?
I just think there's going to be not much between them. I can see plenty of narratives and plenty of reasons why each of them will probably do fairly similarly next season. And I just think City, with the experience, might get ahead of the line first.
Oh, that's been cutting off a bit. Speak well.
So yeah, my verdict is City
You're
for
good.
the title.
You're good. All right.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm not entirely convinced by Arsenal's signings. I know it's too early to say in pre-season, but I've caught a couple of their results in games, and I don't know. Like, even like Madueke, I rate him, but I'm not sure how they're intending to squeeze him in. It feels a bit of a strange one. I think Gyökeres jury's definitely out on him, so I'm not sure they've made the transfers they need to kick on Arsenal to actually win the league.
I think people are underestimating them though, because they've not been far off the last 3 seasons to finish second 3 seasons in a row. They're there and thereabout. Like they ran City close to the line. They weren't great last season, but I think people are therefore underestimating them. At the end, I don't think actually Gyökeres is going to set the Premier League alight, but I think as a central striker that they've needed, I think he still will improve the team. So I would actually again pretty much put Arsenal at the same likelihood as City and Liverpool.
My thing is, it's not so much. I know the Arsenal fans, they've been hyping up a lot last season about the striker being the difference. I thought they needed another quality winger, and I know they've got Madueke, but that's where I felt they could have made the difference. I don't think Madueke is going to be that extra player that will take them to the title.
No.
If they had signed, I don't know, like a Rodrigo or a Lau or
Yeah, a natural left-sided player.
Yeah.
I think.
yeah,
Right.
that's just my main concern. If they had Saka, Gyökeres, and a natural left-sided winger, then I'd be like, yeah, I put them like a title favourite.
I think also just Liverpool did win the league last year, and now most people would say they've strengthened. If you're looking at the transfers, even without Isak, they've probably strengthened better than everyone else. And if they brought Isak in, you're talking about the team that won the league and then has strengthened the most. So it's difficult to say it's not going to be Liverpool.
I would say though, the thing I'm worried about is, obviously, rest in peace, Jota. We've just sold Nunez. We've just sold Diaz. We are looking a bit thin up front. Ekitike isn't a winger. I know he can play on the left and as a striker. So I kind of feel like we do need Isak to come through for me to feel confident that we will win the league with our forward line. Otherwise, we don't have cover for Gakpo. Do we have cover for Salah? I don't think we do. And yeah, it just looks thin. We just have 4 players basically.
Yeah, there's been links with Barcola again recently, so maybe he's a replacement for Diaz.
Yeah, and then obviously we've got Wirtz who can play as a false 9. So there is that tactical flexibility. And by the way, that is probably a big reason for why we might win the league is because we have Florian Wirtz. I know obviously he will take some time to, or people expect him to still take some time to settle in. I think he'll hit the ground running just because of how much of a quality player he is. So we'll see tomorrow in the Community Shield how he does. But he's already looked quite good in pre-season.
He has hit the ground running though for that kind of money, 120.
Yeah, he has to. Yeah, but then you can kind of say the same thing about Ekitike.
Yeah, I mean,
It's
100
half as
million.
much money though.
100
Is
million
it?
pound.
It was 69 compared to 120.
I thought it was 79, and then Wirtz was 100 fixed. Performance add-ons going to 120, 109 I think. So it wasn't that far off. But yeah, I'm Liverpool personally. I think
And let me just on the City front, because they didn't actually talk about City themselves. They talked about the competition. I think we've bought well. I think in areas where we needed to shore up from last season, we now have cover in midfield where we just didn't. We just it was non-existent without Rodri, and now without Reinders. I think that offers you a great 2 in midfield, and Cherki was great value. So I think we have improved on our squad as well, and we've got Pep, who has a history of complete domestic domination.
Yeah, I think the Aït-Nouri signing's probably been one of your more important ones, just because now you have a recognised left back. I think the Trafford one is still a bit odd, even though you're going to start
I wouldn't
Edison.
say it's odd. I'd say we got him for a good value on a buyback clause.
As in, it's not improving your first team straight away. Do you get what I mean? It's not like a signing to.
Yeah, it's one for the future.
Yeah, it's one. That's what I mean. It's odd in that sense. Like,
but is that they replaced Edison a year and
I
advance?
wouldn't say it's odd. I'd say it's not. It's just.
But it's not going to make the difference this season. What's the right back situation?
Well, that's the fans are screaming out for a right back.
So it's basically going to be Lewis.
Lewis, but then remember he has played Akanji there. He has played Stones there. I mean, when we won the league, we essentially played along the back line with 4 centre backs.
Isn't it Nunes that plays there?
There's also Nunes. Now the fans aren't particularly happy with that cover, and if Lewis, I don't think Lewis is going to be our main choice right back, but that is an area of concern for City fans. Yes.
Yeah, maybe we'll play a more defensive right back and then let Ait-Nouri bomb up on the other side or something like that.
Maybe, yeah. And we had a solid defence with either Kanji or Stones out there. It's just their fitness last season wasn't.
Thing is though, knowing City and how they approach their transfer business, same as how Liverpool do. I don't anticipate you'll bring in a right back before the end of the window.
I don't think we will, no.
So I think it will be Nunes in that right back position.
Yeah, it'll be multiple. I think first choice will actually be one of Stones or Akanji.
Sure.
And in midfield, who was the guy you signed in January? What was his name again?
Echeverri.
Gonzalez. Yeah.
What's the feeling there? It's like obviously you've signed Reinders and Rodri's back. Is it going to be? Will he play as well, or is he back up now? Or
I mean,
it's kind of feeling like those January signings you made are a bit weird. Like Vitor Reis has gone on loan.
Obviously, I could have said that I wasn't too sure about them at the time. I mean, they seem quite hit and miss. I mean, Gonzalez has gone very, very quiet. Like there were even rumours of him like going out on loan. So that seems like that was like. I do think we panicked there because it just seemed like everyone was like, we are missing out on legs in the field. It was so obvious we needed a Rodri replacement, but obviously it was only ever going to be for half a season. It was always unlikely someone was going to come in and do the job Rodri was doing. So.
And what about Kusanov? Is he going to play? Is he sticking around?
Yeah, I think he's sticking around. I guess he was very young. So I think people maybe like Vitor Reis has gone on loan. People are like he's very, very young. He's still 19. Marmoush was a good signing. So I don't think it was all wrong. I think maybe the Gonzalez looks like that was a bit questionable. There's still questions on Kusanov.
I still think what is the game changer for City this season is whether Haaland will be in his prime form or not. Because even obviously he still scored loads of goals last season, but he's not had the output when he first came in. If we get that Haaland again, then I think you'd be neck and neck, if not probably contenders. I think once we start seeing Haaland score more consistently in these games, I think people will start to think City are favourites.
But then, even last season, Haaland still got quite a lot of goals. But I think the big question is like, how is De Bruyne going to be replaced? So is Foden going to actually step up and take that role, or is Cherki going to be able to adapt quickly enough to that role? Like, who's going to be the main creator that's putting crosses on a plate for Haaland?
That's a very good question. I mean, I think Haaland's slight dip in, I guess, form you could say, or looking slightly less effective, was representative of kind of wider City issues. So I think if he does well, then I imagine it's because City are doing better. I mean, I think Cherki is very, very creative. Reinders has the top through balls of the whole of the top 5 leagues from his position. So he can be creative.
And then you need your wingers to step up. I could see, what's his name? The Brazilian, Savini. I could see him having a bit of a breakthrough next year. Yeah, because he's only young and he showed flashes of what he could do.
And people are forgetting about Marmoush as well. Like,
oh yeah, of course.
You know, he actually got a lot of minutes in that second half of the season and was looking really, really good at times. So he's not like exciting.
You're making obviously a point about Marmoush's impact on the team, but in terms of someone to replace De Bruyne's creativity now. I still think obviously that will be. It'll be between Cherki and then Foden needing to step up in that role as well.
Yeah.
And obviously Reinders being able to...
A bit more from deep though, Reinders.
Yeah, sure. So I think it's like almost how, for Liverpool, we've had to change the way we think about how our creativity is going to come from, who that's going to come from. Because obviously Trent was our main outlet, so now we obviously brought in Wirtz. For you guys, I think it will be. I think the responsibility will be spread across the team.
Mm-hmm.
So, But I think there'll be more emphasis on the likes of Turkey and Foden to provide.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. And then, should we go through the rest of the top four then? So we've gone through who we think might win the league. I guess we'd all think it's probably Liverpool, City, and Arsenal going to be in there.
Can I just say, do we all think it's Chelsea as well? To make up
Yeah,
the top four?
I put them in there as well.
What are you saying, Mo?
Although I think there's a dark horse.
Yeah, I think there's a dark horse. I find Chelsea just there's too much transition every summer. They, Jackson was their main striker last season. Now it's Delap and João Pedro. The only consistent players I know is like their midfield. Caicedo. Does Enzo start? I don't know if he starts every game for
I
them.
think he is.
He does.
He would be in their
He
starting
does
11,
now,
yeah.
yeah.
I'm still not confident with their centre backs either. Is it? I mean, Colwell's injured
out
now.
for the season
Yeah, that was a
now.
big blow for them.
Yeah,
Their goalkeeper situation isn't great either. So, if I think Villa could still be a dark horse,
Is that
despite
your dark horse?
yeah. But just
Really? They haven't
the thing-
signed anyone.
well, it's not about that. It's about the core group that they have, and there are certain players like we mentioned earlier, not in the podcast. If Bailey can have a good season, along with
You're putting your top four hopes on Bailey?
but it's about but the point you made earlier about because there's so much transition at Liverpool that can actually come against us
Yeah.
because of the way we play and having to embed that in. And you kind of emphasize more on continuity being a strength, right? I see that with Villa if certain players perform. Martin signed last season and he looks good in pre-season, and I think towards the end he started to look good as well, right?
Yeah, I'd say the signings of Onana and Matson last year, they were kind of bedded in and had a few minutes here and there. They look better towards the end of the season. They'll be kind of like new signings this
Yeah.
season. The reason I think
Marlon as well.
Yeah, Marlon definitely. But the reason I think we could be a dark horse is if you're looking at teams maybe around trying to finish in the fourth position, maybe the likes of Chelsea, Newcastle, even Spurs, they're all in the Champions League.
Yeah.
Whereas we're in the Europa League, and I think we struggled badly last season on the back of Champions League games. We dropped points almost every time we came back to the Prem, whereas I think we've got a strong enough squad to rotate a bit more easily in the Europa League and still manage the Prem. So I think that might work.
Because you'd be playing less strong teams in Europa?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously the Thursday night games are notorious for being impactful on Premier League games as well.
But I think what's different is now they've had that experience in the Europa. They've been in European competitions for the last couple of years now. The Conference, the Europa, and now the
How's
Champions
the
League.
squad depth though?
For Villa,
Yeah.
I'd say we've got a pretty strong squad.
Is it like stronger than last season where you struggle with depth to challenge in the Champions League and compete in the Prem?
I don't think it was the fact that we didn't have the squad depth last season. It was more like a mental thing. Like even after we played Bayern and beat them at home, then we went and dropped points. I think to United at home. I think it was drawing in a really dull game. It's like we'd get ourselves up for a big Champions League game, and couldn't match it in the Prem the following week or 3 or 4 days later. I think we'll find it easier, and particularly because Emery's shown his ability in the Europa League before to balance those, especially when other teams around us are all playing in the Champions League. It's something that benefits United. Obviously, I don't want to get gassed about United, but them not having anything, making all these signings, does work in their favour if Amram can actually, find a tune out of these players.
Yeah, they'll get top 10, yeah.
I also think they've had a few injuries last season. Jacob Ramsey's back now, and I think, pretty much that.
I think we kept, like you said about continuity. We thought we would be selling more players this
Like
summer.
Watkins, we thought was
might
gonna go,
leave.
yeah.
We thought Martinez was definitely going to go. So
Yeah.
far, that doesn't look like it's materialising. We've not really sold any key. Obviously, we lost Rashford and Asensio. We brought in on loan, but I mean, Rashford was good. Asensio was dipping towards the end anyway. And I'm quite excited about the guy Guisson that we brought in. So we've not made loads of signings, but I think we've brought in a better backup keeper. And we've got Guisson, and we've kept everyone else. We've given new deals to a lot of our players. So I think we've kept that continuity. I think I think Villa always get written off because people keep thinking we're just kind of fortunate to be where we are. We were potentially one poor refereeing decision away last season from finishing the Champions League
Well,
again.
you should have done.
Yeah.
have done. You should have been.
And we
United.
got in the Champions League the year before, and the year before that, Emery took over and we were near the bottom. And if you average the points he got, we would have finished in the Champions League if you extrapolate over the season. So for 3 years now, we've been achieving the points needed to finish in Champions League places. And yet, if you ask most fans, they would probably just write Villa off again.
I mean,
so I
the
think
reason why I think they got a chance is because you look at the teams challenging for. If Chelsea, let's say, don't get it for whatever reason, you got Newcastle, United, Villa, Spurs, and then you're down to Brighton, Forest. You know, you could easily finish above all those teams just named there. So
Yeah.
so you got a chance. Yeah.
I think the
It'll be
the
there
likes of
thereabout.
Bournemouth, Brighton, Palace, they've looked like potentially catching up with us in recent years, but they've not made many signings either. So,
They've lost key players.
and some of them are in Europe
Yeah,
now as
like-
well.
Bournemouth lost both their centre backs.
Yeah.
And Kepa
I think that will happen. Palace
and
will
Kirkes.
and Kirkes, yeah. Palace will lose Eze by the end of this window. That's my
Newcastle had the
prediction.
worst transfer window known to Premier League history.
Yeah, it's been a tough one for Newcastle.
And what was the other thing? Villa. Yeah, so I was going to ask.
Forest were in there last year, but they're gonna have Europe. I don't see Forest being up there again this year.
I was going to ask you this question: how has Chelsea improved player-wise from last season to now? Because even if you bring in Gittins to replace Sancho, Gittins is completely unproven in the Prem.
Yeah, I agree.
So,
I think the Club World Cup win has sent the hype through the roof for Chelsea
Yeah.
a little bit.
well, especially beating PSG.
Yeah.
Crashing PSG. I also see them because they've got such a young squad. I do see them
They
step
can
up
improve.
season on season to be quite progressive. It's why I kind of rate their transfer policy now. Like if they did as well as they did with a new manager, brand new kind of team, this new project coming in, buying loads of players, and they managed to get top 4 last season, I'm like, well, all those young players are going to be doing better next season. I mean, do I think João Pedro is any better than Jackson? I actually don't. So I think there is a question mark over them.
Delap they signed as well.
Yeah,
But
who I actually rate, but again, his minutes will be competing with João Pedro, and I think he's second fiddle at the moment. So I think, and I agree that defense is an issue. So I wouldn't say Chelsea are a surefire.
and even like Gittins in for Madueke, I like both of them, but they're probably just similar profile.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say
By
that's
the
like
way, by the way, your point about some of the young players improving per season, Madueke would have been a key example of that. Madueke would have had a better season, or likely to have a better season for Chelsea. Yeah, for Chelsea.
If he had stayed.
If he had stayed.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
So
Yeah, actually, when I think of player for player, like, I mean, Gusto, Cucurella, are they necessarily going to be that much better? Sanchez, not necessarily. Fernandez,
for me,
not necessarily.
it's their centre back situation.
Yeah.
They still play Is it Badiashile and that Fulham guy? Adoro.
Adarabioyo. Tosin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
that was Colwell, and as we
Yeah.
said, he got injured. So yeah, I kind of agree. That's maybe where they'll lose out. And the keeper, like we said, this has been a problem, and they've not actually.
Yeah.
They've not
So for
tried
me-
to,
So
solve
are
it.
you gonna?
I'm going for Villa. I'm going for
Wow.
Villa 4. I mean, like it just makes sense with everything we've said so far.
So I was going for Chelsea with Liverpool second and Arsenal third for me.
I'm still going to say Chelsea fourth, but I'm hoping England or the Premier League gets that fifth spot again, and I'm going to say Villa to take
And
the fifth
also, Chelsea have Champions League this season. Did they have it last season?
Like conference.
spot. Conference.
Exactly.
Which
So,
was quite easy. for
which
them
was
to
way
play.
easier. They
They had
played.
a whole different team they played most of the time in the
They,
conference.
they play teams like Noah and like.
Carabao.
They've got the depth, I think, for it. But yeah, we experienced it. It is really difficult to balance it, and with so many young players, some haven't experienced it yet.
And haven't
so-
they sold a lot of those, conference players anyways? Like Keenan Dewsbury Hall's gone to Everton,
Good.
so they will have to start playing more of their first team players in the Champions League. So they will have the same issue Villa had last season. So
Right. Should we to make up the rest of the top 6, I'm going for. I think Newcastle's drop will be overestimated. I think they'll actually still do alright. Good manager, good midfield, solid back line still.
well,
So I'm going to go for them 5th.
but remember, if Isak goes to Liverpool,
Then they'll sign Whistler and he'll still get a fair amount of goals and they'll distribute the goals elsewhere.
what to Jacob Murphy? Yeah.
Yeah, Gordon, Barnes, Elanga.
It's still not a bad
Yeah,
team.
so
It's
that's
not
not
a
a
bad
very-
team.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying. I think we're underestimating the drop off of losing
I
Isak
don't
in
know.
that team.
I think it's often overestimated. I think you actually look in history, these teams who lose massive players who think they're gonna, the teams are then gonna drop so much. Actually, their teams do alright without them.
Name one.
When Spurs lost
Bale, and then they bought
and
loads of
then-
those shitty players.
Yeah, they didn't actually buy well, but they still did alright the next season.
I think he got sacked, didn't
Tony
he?
without Brentford.
I think he got sacked that season, Villas-Boas.
Well, the Tony Brentford one makes sense though.
Tony-
That's when Worcester.
Yeah, that was
when
decent
Burma
one.
stepped up.
I think straight away Suarez. When Suarez left, we fell off the season after. So I don't actually agree with that point.
I think there's plenty of. I can't think of any examples, but I remember plenty of examples that I can. Well, that I can't remember off the top of my head, but where teams have lost big players, the big drop has been predicted and it never.
Even Ronaldo in F United, and they still continued.
But I think
winning at that time.
my point is more about when clubs have like that sole talisman and they lose that player, then they have a drop off. And I think Brentford has been, an example against that. But most times I've seen it as a Liverpool fan when we've had a big player that's been our main player, we lose him, we have a bad season next year. So I actually, because if
Coutinho left and you were alright.
Yeah, but then we had Salah and Mane,
We had a good front three, to be fair.
Yeah, I think
I remember when Torres left, we had the Hodgson days, and we brought in Andy Carroll, and
That was more reflective of your just the bad running of the club at that point, rather than the loss of the striker.
no, I don't want to bring PTSD in here, okay?
it'll be quite a lot of pressure on whoever it is that comes in that for Isak. Probably it looks like it might be Wisser at the moment, but because also Wilson has left. I know he wasn't great last year, but he was someone who scored a lot of goals for Newcastle. He was a decent backup. So they've lost Isak and Wilson all at once. Whoever's coming in, I think it's only Osula is their other backup after that. So they're going to have to score the goals if they don't hit the ground running.
I just think they've got a very good manager. I just think they're the kind of team that's well run enough to work it out.
Potentially. And who do you think's finishing? That's fifth. You're saying Newcastle.
Yeah,
right?
I mean this prediction I've gone for United, but I'd be very tempted by Villa, to be honest.
I'm going Chelsea fifth. Did you do sixth or no? Have you done fifth?
He said
I said fifth for
United.
Newcastle. I have put United sixth,
I've
but
not
to be
said.
honest, you convinced me with Villa. I think I'd probably put them sixth. I don't think United will do very, very well to finish in the top six after their season.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'd say Newcastle sixth for me. I'm saying Chelsea fourth, Villa fifth. I'd say Newcastle sixth.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm not going to go Man United sixth. I'm actually more hopeful about Tottenham under Thomas Frank
I
than
was
I
wondering
am.
if someone was going to mention Spurs.
Yeah, I actually think he's getting written off a bit too much. That he's going to be part of the conveyor belt of managers. I actually think he's the right manager for where they are now. He's always done well with Brentford because there's been limited resources, and I think he'll be able to maximise what they currently have, especially with Son leaving, and obviously I think the Maddison injury is big, but if they do sign someone to replace him, I think that would obviously solve that. Because you've got to remember, when we talk about the Brentford case, when they lost Tony and then they still had a good season, you have to give credit to the management there, and that was Thomas Frank. He had to tactically change things, and Mbeumo became, the main man, and Wisser had to step up. That comes from management. So, you know what? I'm going to go for Spurs for sixth.
But I mean, that was the point I was making for Newcastle, right? About losing Isak, the management, good manager, right? I mean, I don't want to bring that back in.
No, but I'm giving an example of when Frank's done that. When has Howe done that? When he's lost a bit as players as big as Isak.
But you rate Howe as a manager, right?
I do, but he's not been in this position before.
Maybe, yeah, it would depend on who they replace Maddison with, because they were trying to sign Gibbs White, weren't they? And so I don't know what happened there. That didn't go through.
I think the
somehow.
legal case against them, they actually knew that they weren't going to.
Yeah.
What was that though? Because he had a release clause. They paid it. What
It
else
was the
was
way
there
they
to it?
approached Gibbs Shite beforehand.
I thought they were more angry at the fact that the release clause got found out and it got leaked. And from what I understood, I thought it was like Morgan Gibbs White's agent had told.
Nah, yeah, the
Spurs
Forest owner was going to do something dodgy to him. Do you see
Yeah,
when he
probably,
announced that
yeah.
he'd signed and then the owner was stood next to him? Do you see it? It looks so awkward. He's
Yeah.
like, yeah, I love this club. And he's like looking up at the owner with shifty eyes. He's got a gun to him behind the scenes. But yeah, he's dodgy, that owner.
Yeah.
But they've done well to hold on to him. But yeah, like Maddison being out, you imagine they're going to be in the market for
But who's
someone
done well
else.
to hold on to who?
Forest,
yeah.
to
Forest,
hold on
yeah.
to him. But like,
I think Forest could still have a good season. I actually think that depends more on what league they end up in. I think a Conference League would be great for them. I think the Europa League might be a bit tougher. So yeah, I'd probably still put them for. I'm going to put them a bit low actually. I'll put Brighton for 7th.
I was just gonna mention Brighton.
How many are we doing?
Well, I
I
think
thought
we're
we
stopping
did
now.
top
I'm just
six.
honourably
Honourable
mentioning
mention on who's on the
Sure.
outside.
So we're not doing outside top 6
Yeah.
now. All right, cool.
I mean, how long's the video?
It's been half an hour.
Okay, that's right.
just go
Should we go to
through,
Relegation?
Yeah, no one really cares about those clubs. Let's be real. Come on.
What, the Relegation? Or middle of the table?
Let's just quickly go through the fodders.
Yeah.
What, from like 7th to
Yeah.
15th?
Yeah.
Okay, Rick, do you want to do
I know
yours
a few
first?
people that won't like me saying that. About their beloved Palace.
I'd go maybe United.
Oh yeah, I forgot about United. Oh yeah.
Just because they've got no Europe and
In what,
Yeah.
6th?
no 7th.
7th.
No Europe and like I think the Prem proven players Cunha and Mbermo should at least get them 15 goal contributions or so. So that'll probably be enough for 7th. I don't see other clubs that have really signed that much, and there's a couple of them that are in Europe as well. So yeah, United should at least finish 7th. But anything lower than that is pretty poor. Who else have I got?
Yeah, I'm sticking with Brighton for 7th, by the way.
Brighton, no European football, so again, they'd probably be around there.
Yeah, the other thing is, and that's why I think we should do this again after the transfer window ends, because if they lose Baleba, then that kind of changes the way I think about how
Don't
Brighton could do.
don't worry, Mo.
But how do United have the money to sign Baleba
I know, it's
after all these
crazy.
signings already?
To be fair, they make £700 million in revenue a year, so
Yeah, and yet they're making cuts and sacking all their staff.
the dinner
Dinner
ladies,
ladies.
man.
All the dinner ladies.
To be fair-
saying they got no money.
No,
All these complaints, well,
Brighton will be fine. They've got the backup to.
to be fair, they've got Mukhtar, some 19-year-old.
They've got backups on backups.
I know, it's true. Even the manager is backups and backups. The thing is, though, obviously it'd still be a big loss, because I've read even their backup, they still feel he's not ready yet. He is only 19. So, if I say that, I believe it was 21, I think.
Yeah, he's
So,
young.
I still think it'll be a big loss. Like, I looked at his FB ref, and all his stats were like all green. So
Is it pure vegetables?
pure vegetables. So yeah, I think that'll be the big loss. But I'll still put them for 7th. I really like their team.
Yeah,
8th, I'll put United.
I like it. Brighton ahead of United. I back it.
Yeah.
This episode is sponsored by Nothing Phone. So carry on.
Shall we just skip? Look
Yeah,
at
I mean,
these
just do
other
them
clubs in the
quickly,
middle.
like,
just
yeah.
whatever.
Fodder.
Let's just go to the bottom. I'm just gonna put again the promoted teams
Yeah,
to go
same
down.
yeah.
But I think Brentford honourable mention for one that's going to struggle. Because I think Keith Andrews does not inspire at all. I saw him as a pundit when we were in the Championship, and he didn't really seem great as a pundit there. I don't know how he's got a Prem gig.
I disagree with that. I've seen Keith Andrews as a pundit, and I thought he was pretty good. It's when we went to Sligo years ago. He was on like some Irish like TV, and he was a pundit, just retired as a footballer. And I was like, he actually sounds pretty good. Maybe because I was
He seems
listening
to
to
me like just one of those nice guys that is just always positive. Oh, this guy's great. Oh, this guy's got so much energy. But I didn't think he was given that much insight.
I do think it's a risk. I think Brentford's a very well-run club, so I kind of, in a way, sometimes I just trust their logic and their stuff like that. But it does, I don't know, the name doesn't seem to particularly fill me with much confidence.
And then lose. I know we said they've dealt well before with losing Tony, but if they lose, obviously Mbermo's gone, Wissa's likely to go.
They've lost their captain.
As Gord was saying here, Norgard I think is probably one of the bigger misses. They didn't even get that much money for him, and it's like experienced player. It's maybe
To be fair,
wasn't the right time to sell him though.
I disagree. He's one of the bigger misses. Still think obviously losing Mbermo Wissa is the bigger miss. I do think Henderson is a bit more of a like-to-like replacement.
Yeah, but prediction from me is that Keith Andrews in his first proper role, Henderson's going to be a bigger personality almost than him. He's going to end up playing Henderson, starting him every game.
No, surely not.
And
no.
Henderson's
going to play Keith Andrews.
I think it'll be one of those things where the fans are saying, not bloody Henderson again. And he's going to be just picking him every game as like the experienced guy in midfield.
I do not know Brentford's squad well enough. Who have they got? Who's there?
Like no one else to replace. They've got Jensen still there in midfield.
So I watched them play yesterday.
Oh yeah, scouting. What's the
Against Mönchengladbach.
I'm putting them down to go down.
Ooh.
I just think they'll scrape.
They were
enough
that
points.
bad in that one
They
preseason.
drew 2-2.
Huh?
They drew 2-2.
Yeah, but Mönchengladbach gave them a goal out of pity. The goalkeeper rolled it to him.
Who scored? Have they got that Brazilian guy playing again? Is he fit?
Yeah, he's
Striker.
Yeah, Thiago.
So who knows?
He
Maybe he looks
has
good, and they know that
an
he's going to come in.
Awful first touch.
Ooh,
He's a
that's
big
not
guy. He's a handful, but his first touch is so bad.
Yeah.
And also, now I don't know if they're going to do this in the season, but they've got Keane Lewis Potter at left wing. Every time he gets on the ball, he doesn't look. It doesn't look like he can get past the fullback. He doesn't have that flair. He's not that Premier League quality on that side.
But yeah, the thing is, if they sell Wissa, they're definitely buying someone else with the money they've got from Mbama and Wissa.
I mean, they want
they've got
Atara
to-
from Bournemouth.
Oh yeah.
The
that
thing
would
is,
be
they
alright.
finished 10th last season. Like, I know people are talking about can they replace the 40 goals of Huso and Forworth, but
Who?
like, but
Lord
like
of
they
the
don't
Rings
need
character.
to replace all those goals. Like, they got 66 points last season.
Yeah,
Sorry,
but that was also
56
Frank
points.
as
Like,
their manager. Who
they could get, they'll obviously do worse. I just don't think they'll get relegated.
But
they actually have upgraded in goal, by the way. Flecken's crap and Keller's good, so that's an upgrade.
yeah, no, that's one upgrade. But I'm saying, you kind of just like throw away this idea that they've lost 40 goals in the team, they'll still be fine, and this idea that the rest of the team are going to pick up the goals that's been that's been left.
Yeah.
By who?
Sharda.
Okay. Shard had 11, I think, last season.
Yeah, he has had injury problems as well.
He's injured
trying to
now,
keep
I think.
himself fit.
And then Fabio Carvalho.
I mean, yeah,
But
I think they'll adapt tactically. So
When I saw the team
yesterday,
yesterday, that looked like a championship team to me.
it's fair. It's fair. I mean, it's
And the
your
thing is-
prediction. I will say.
And the
I
thing
mean, by
is,
the way, if Brentford got relegated, I wouldn't be surprised. But I think they'll have enough, especially compared to the promoted teams.
Anthony Malambo?
he's the one for Feyenoord, right?
Yeah,
He had
I
5
didn't
goals and
realise-
3 assists last season, or even less.
Yeah, they spent 20 million euros on him. apparently.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just a team. It's just the team's not experienced enough. The thing is, Brentford, I think, have been relying upon Frank and some of the players they bought in the Championship to keep them going for the last few seasons. They've not recruited well. Do you know? I'll caveat one thing. Damsgaard's obviously still good. He was really
He
good.
came through, yeah.
Yeah.
He didn't start well, but he did
Yeah.
really well
Lots
last
of
year.
assists.
Yeah, so
Although his
I think he'll
hairline
be.
is white,
To be fair, I think he's had a transplant. His hair looked alright
Right,
yesterday.
bro. I mean,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
earn
yeah.
enough, man. Like, come on.
Yeah.
How can a
I'm still thinking they're going down. I can't see a good replacement for Vista.
Can I just, because that's fair, but the other 3 teams, obviously we're talking the promoted teams, Leeds, I almost find that
I think Leeds
they've
are the
almost,
better team.
they've almost accepted relegation. They barely,
So you think they'll be bottom?
well, no, I actually
What's the
think
order, you
Burnley,
think?
for me, I think it's going to be, I mean, not much between them. Let's say Burnley bottom, Sunderland second bottom, Leeds third bottom.
I think Sunderland have made some decent signings, but they were lucky to come up through the playoffs.
Yeah,
I watched
yeah,
both
yeah.
their games and they were rubbish.
They were rubbish in the
Coventry
final,
played
yeah.
them off the park and
Yeah,
should
yeah.
have got through that game.
Yeah,
So
but it's good to not see Lampard in the Prem again.
yeah. But then I don't think, even though they've made good signings, I don't think it's enough. Looking at the rest of their squad, I don't really rate that.
No.
And it's a big
I
risk.
actually think Burnley might put up the best fight in a weird way, just because teams that come up and try to play football always struggle. You saw it when Company came up with Burnley, but I think they only conceded 11 goals or something crazy last year. So if they can basically play that awful football but just try and keep it tight, I think they'll actually scrape a couple wins.
Dyche must be licking his lips. He must be
He
back there
wants
in
to
the
come
gym,
back,
surely.
yeah. So I actually think they'd put up the best fight, and then they got some decent players. Marcus Edwards is in there.
Oh, for fuck's
Oh,
sake.
yeah,
Of course, of course.
No,
Where
they
do
signed
they get their
Dubravka,
goals
which
from,
is a
though?
solid keeper.
I just think
Walker's maybe not a bad signing. For
Yeah,
them.
I thought Walker was a good sign. I just don't think they'll be able to replicate the same solidity they did in the Championship in the Prem.
Yeah, and therefore, where are they going to get the goals from?
And I just don't. I want to.
Who?
Oh, Edward. Who's their striker?
Who is their striker?
They've still got Ashley Barnes.
And the thing is, it's the same question for Leeds. Like, Pirot scored some goals last season, obviously, but I just
Oh, bro, Perot's quality.
maybe, but even there,
It's Breuer. They signed Breuer. This is annoying. This was annoying me though. They're funding Chelsea. How did Chelsea always sell their
You
academy
can't
products
chat,
for
Mr.
money?
Southampton.
Yeah, to be fair,
Yeah.
we love a good
But
academy
Burnley have
sell.
bought Agachukwu as well for like 20-something mil from Chelsea, and then they bought Breuer for
Bro,
20
did these
over
teams
20
not
mil.
learn? Look at what Southampton did. They funded our Haaland purchase on bums, on academy bums, and now
Bazunu.
they're doing this. The Burnley
Oh
is doing
my
the
god,
same to Chelsea.
Bazunu!
That was a bad one. Lavia was
Bums
good.
Lavia
He
was
just
a
he
good
got
side, yeah.
injured.
But like, it was in these little. They're not cheap. These
So,
players.
you know the
like,
stats. 1 every 10 bums.
Like Breuer, he did nothing for Everton, and then they've just 20 mil.
But,
and they're
but that's
relying on
why
him.
I think you're harshly ruling out Leeds. They may have not signed many players, and by the way, they have a few. They've signed a few of these random Bundesliga players, right? But they've got a good team. They've actually got a good team.
It doesn't bode well with the managers though. Even at Burnley,
And Farke,
Parker,
at least Farke's got Premier League experience with Norwich.
Yeah, well, he
yeah,
relegated them.
of like going straight back down. And then
Hey,
Parker
you-
was
And
pretty
Parker's done the
embarrassing
same.
at the Bournemouth thing. Was that when he walked out like pretty early on, and then Gary O'Neill came in and kept them
Did
up?
alright.
He basically said, "I can't do anything with this team," and then O'Neill kept
But
them
then
up.
look at what we're comparing though. We write off Farke, but Brentford have Keith Andrews, who's never managed a team.
True.
You know, Gores told me this yesterday. You know, Keith Andrews got turned down for the MK Dons job last Jan.
I think you're definitely, the narrative is there for Brentford to go down. I wouldn't be surprised.
If, by the way, if
who do you
Frank
think
was
surviving then? By the way, is my
Leeds,
question.
Leeds, and by the way, we forget Leeds historically are a big club. So even when, even in those games where they need results, I know that they haven't shown it in the past, but they have stayed up when they first were promoted. Burnley haven't, and I know Burnley have under Dyche, but I'm saying when they had company, they went straight back down. Parker, I think, got sacked from Bournemouth like weeks later. I think for coming out saying some shit about Bournemouth.
out,
Yeah, he came out as well.
along with Havertz and Salah.
So I don't have confidence in Scott Parker personally. I think Leeds will do really well. And they've got Daniel
Really
James.
well, as in you.
Well,
think,
sorry. They'll do better than Brentford.
Wait, what was that last point? They got Dan James.
They got Dan James.
and Bamford's still there as well.
No, Bamford got released.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, they're definitely going down.
No, they've got Dan James, man. I mean, he's not been released, but I heard the manager say like he's not going to play next season or some shit.
I remember when he went to United for more than Camavinga went to Real Madrid.
Who?
Camavinga.
No. Who did for United?
Dan James.
That's not true.
When he went to United.
27 mil.
How much was Camavinga? 30?
No, way more than that.
I think the transfer fee was about.
I do think Camavinga cost more. I thought it was about 35.
I think it was about maybe a few mil more, maybe.
No.
That's still crazy though.
I think you're pulling on pure straws.
Okay. You do
Here we
some
go.
shit.
Let's have a bet live on camera.
Ooh.
£10 bet.
I think they were within 5 mil of each other.
Yeah, but you originally made it sound like it was such a big thing, but it's not. Like
Dan James for being signed for about the same as Camavinga.
he was like 21 at the time and scored 10 goals in the league
Who?
before. Dan
Who?
James.
Yeah.
So Dan James was actually like a semi-prospect at the time when Man United bought him from Leeds.
What? I thought he was.
He was never.
Right, he was
Was he
quick.
30
Yeah, he
mil?
was-
I thought
that
he
was
like
about
20
it.
or something, wasn't it?
He was quick, Dan James. He
Yeah,
still
he was
is.
pacey.
Wait,
Him on FIFA was sick.
how much did Leeds sign him for?
Like 15 mil, I think.
It says here they signed him for 29 mil.
Jesus. Yeah, but United only signed him for 17, according to this.
Yeah. So what are you talking about?
The fuck?
But wait, that is mad. So Leeds ended up paying 12 more.
Yeah.
Hey, what? United made.
Hey, get the Camavinga out as well, yeah.
I'm getting it out.
Camavinga from Real Madrid, yeah. What was that? 29
I think it was
mil?
35.
So it's got to be under
Within 5 mil. You said within 5.
It's got to be under 25 mil for my bet to stand. I'm sure.
It could be within 5 mil of what Leeds paid for Dan James.
Yeah, that's what I meant. 31. Oh.
31, yes. Alright.
It's kind of simple.
By the way, this is a repeating pattern you'll know about Will. He does get his facts wrong.
Which claims?
Alright, cool. So I've said Leeds.